Good evening, class. Eric Evans here. I'm going to attempt to talk about the ethical dilemma number one, new ball game. This may not be a very popular one to discuss. Um, I do believe that there are moments in time. There were moments in time that this type of behavior was definitely acceptable from Mr. Williams. Um, I can recall being in a class where a teacher, although she didn't throw a ball at anyone, um, they used to say things like bonehead decision, right? And she would throw like a bonehead decision at us when we would make statements about something or we wasn't focusing on certain things. So when I read this, I immediately went back to my childhood. I even remember the teacher's name. Um, at the time, I didn't really think too much of it. Even all the way through my high school years, in some of the college years of playing basketball, and even having some of the coaches throw basketballs at us whenever we made the wrong play in practice or something like that. I believe that there are some principals and counselors and teachers. They go to these different um, seminars and they learn these different strategies. Um, and for some students, those strategies are very useful, and for some students, they're not. And in sports, a lot of times, we like to say, "Know your personnel," and unfortunately, I think that in today's society, uh, I believe that if we continue to allow people to throw things at people, it can get out of hand. Now, for me and some of my old classmates, um, it was kind of like a game. Several of us took that moment when she threw the bone. We thought it was funny, and we thought about it. It was a bonehead decision. It wasn't smart. We wasn't thinking. We wasn't focused. And so when Mr. Williams says to her, "I've been doing this for the past 4 years, and it works." Um, a lot of times, you don't know what students are going through. You don't know what's going on in their world, and their mind can drift. And this is a quick way to catch them back. I can see it. I can see it. But I don't think it's the right thing to do. Now, as a older man who works with young men, this is something that I just don't see myself ever doing. Um, Even though they are not focused, even though they may be falling asleep, I would never throw anything at anyone because that could be a trigger. Um, I do believe that there could be something else that you could do to get their attention. Uh, I think that Miss Pauline, I believe, um, I think she was right by not embarrassing the the teacher uh, in some ways. But I also feel like she should have maybe stopped it at that very moment when he threw the ball and asked Mr. Williams to step outside and let's have a conversation. And these type of moments, these type of things are definitely needed. And if no one is there to protect that kid or that young person in a learning environment, I don't know who will then. Young people need to feel like they are safe and their thoughts and ideas are safe, and not to feel like they are a bonehead. Um, Again, I do recall um, my teacher doing that. I do recall my basketball coaches doing that to some players. And most importantly, um, I think back on it as a kid, it was kind of funny. But as a young adult college basketball player, when the basketball was thrown at some of my teammates, I didn't necessarily find it funny. And I don't know if it was because it was a white man who did it compared to when the teacher threw the toy bone. Um, it was a black woman, and we was just more accepted of it. So I don't know if it was that, but I do believe that um, ethically that is not the right thing to do.